The latest news from around the country now. It's Wales at 6 with Jonathan Hill.
On tonight's programme, officials bring the curtain down on the cinema that made a stand and broke the law on COVID passes. Welsh, Muslim and fighting discrimination. We find out what it's like to live with Islamophobia.
I'm black and I'm Muslim and I'm female, so I've got triple discrimination, if I'm honest with you.
Also tonight, committed to their community, we're with the charity helping young people make a real difference.
Nothing is really impossible for us. You know, we work a way to make sure that we can focus on abilities rather than disabilities and achieve together.
And we're in the town hosting the biggest show of the season with a live bush tucker trial. Hello, good evening. A cinema in Swansea has been ordered to shut down for refusing to ask customers for COVID passes. The shutters came down on Anna Redfern's business last night after she failed to comply with Welsh Government law, which says customers must prove they are either double jabbed or have a negative lateral flow test. Welsh Government says the passes play an important role in keeping people safe, but Miss Redfern has argued the regulations are discriminatory. Sean Jenkins reports.
Lunchtime today at Cinema & Co in Swansea. Its doors have been ordered to shut, but these people are here to defy that order. Last night, Cinema & Co here in Swansea city centre was forced to close by Swansea Council because its owner, Anna Redfern, said she wouldn't comply with Welsh Government rules on COVID passes. Today, however, as you can see behind me, it's open for business and full of people here in support of the place's owner.
We admire her strength, and if only half the people of Wales had her strength, this wouldn't be happening. We don't need a violent revolution. All we need is people to say, no, you're not doing this to us.
Anna's been incredible at supporting our community, so I feel quite strongly that I'd like to support her now. It's our turn to support her.
And I think what's important is if somebody does stand up and they are putting their neck on the block for us, in effect, for the people, it's important that the people go there to support.
But aren't the Welsh Government just trying to keep people safe by introducing these passes?
No, they're not. I think it's a step too far. They've already gone too far, but this is yet again another step.
The owner, Anna Redfern, was present but didn't want to be interviewed after what those who had gathered to support her said had been a very stressful night for her. Speaking to ITV Wales on Wednesday, however, Mrs Redfern explained why she had decided not to ask her customers to show COVID passes.
I've just tried to do it from a rights perspective, I suppose, so leaving it to the choice of the customer. These choices should be ours to make, not the government. Well, I know I've taken a massive risk, but, you know, I'm standing up for what I believe is right. And if they do come and close me down, then in my eyes, that's advocating discrimination, really.
A crowdfunder page has since been set up and £39,000 raised for the business. But for how long will this premises resist the rules?
And Sean is here now, quite fast moving in this. There's been a further development this afternoon. What's happened?
Yes, John. So I spoke to Swansea Council earlier on today, and they told me that they were aware that the business had reopened and they were considering further steps to ensure that the venue would comply with the current COVID regulations. So, of course, as you saw in my report there, it was open earlier today, but images on social media this evening, about an hour or so ago, show the shutters shut. So it is now closed and not open for business this evening. I think it's important to say, though, John, that the vast majority of businesses around Wales have abided by the Welsh Government's rules, particularly with regards to COVID passes. So this is very much an outlier in that respect and new territory. We've never really seen this before. So it remains to be seen how the authorities will tackle this.
I suspect we're not done yet. Sean, thank you very much indeed. A 19-year-old man has denied killing his teenage sister at a holiday park. During the hearing at Mold Crown Court, Matthew Selby of Greater Manchester denied murdering 15-year-old Amanda Selby at T Mawr Holiday Park in Tywyn last summer. He was remanded in custody until the trial. The ex-husband of a mother of four has appeared in court to deny her murder. A 29-year-old Russell Marsh pleaded not guilty to the murder or manslaughter of Jade Ward in Shotton last August. His trial will be held in Mold next spring. The experience of many Muslims living in Wales who say the fear of hate crime looms constantly over their lives is being heard and understood as part of Islamophobia Awareness Month. And as reports of these crimes to the police increase, Samia Egger, a Welsh Muslim born in Cardiff, has shared her own experiences. Issa Farfall reports.
This is an extreme example of Islamophobia, an attack on a mosque. But Samia, who was born in Cardiff, says Islamophobia is a daily experience for her.
Islamophobia certainly does exist. It really is real. And it's not Muslims thinking it does exist and it's made up or we've got some sort of chip on our shoulder, but it happens and it happens every day. Because I'm black and I'm Muslim and I'm female, so I've got triple discrimination, if I'm honest with you. But we are not victims. I think it's really important that, people are aware that we're not just talking for the sake of talking.
Abdul Azim from the Muslim Council of Wales thinks the impact of Islamophobia hate crime is generational and the damage can be huge.
A study by Bristol University from a few years ago found that Muslims are the most discriminated minority when it comes to job applications. Now, something like that has generational impact. That impacts a person's livelihood, their families, their children, and it has a knock-on effect for many, many years. So the impact is everywhere. It's from the individual, the fear and the anxiety they might encounter, but also its communities who are sometimes trapped in a cycle of deprivation, disadvantage, and poverty.
One elected member of the Thaneth thinks education is the key for inclusion and healthier society.
When it comes to tackling any form of hatred, it's really important that the government works with the police, local charities, community leaders, as well as religious leaders and schools. I think it's really important to educate people, and not just people, but more importantly children, because they're going to grow up tomorrow and become the future. So it's really important that education is taught to children about diversity, inclusion and working together and living in a harmonious society.
Nation of sanctuary means a place where you feel safe. Can Wales really be the nation of sanctuary with hate crimes on the up? According to the Home Office, there is 9% increase in hate crimes this year, and Islamophobia is one form of hate crimes which leaves long-lasting effects, makes people anxious and question where they actually come from and where is the sense of belonging.
In honesty, I love being part of the UK, I love being Welsh, I love being, living in Cardiff, I do enjoy it. But I also know I'm not really Welsh and I'm not really British. This is the reality, because wherever I go, people cannot pronounce my name. There's no effort to pronounce my name. People will say, how long have you been here?
Community leaders say to build a healthy, diverse community, we should utilise our differences and make Wales a safer place for everyone. Issa Farfall, ITV News, Cardiff.
The Irish Prime Minister has said that a drop in business at Welsh ports is the reality of Brexit. He was speaking at a summit meeting in Cardiff of the British-Irish Council, which brings together leaders from both countries. Recent figures show that freight going through ports like Holyhead has fallen by a fifth since Britain left the EU. Leaders said they're doing what they can to make it easier.
And unfortunately, it has meant a significant reduction in traffic through Welsh ports. That is the reality of Brexit. Unfortunately, for ports that historically were, a hive of activity.
Still to come tonight, Beth's at the Arms Park ahead of an exciting weekend for Welsh rugby.
That's right, with both the men and the women hoping to end their autumn campaigns on a high. I'm live at the women's camp ahead of their big clash against Canada on Sunday.
And we find it's not too early to get in the festive spirits as Cardiff's winter wonderland returns to the capital.
Now, it's a market town in Denbighshire which will soon be beamed into the living rooms of people right across the UK. ITV's hit show, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, returns to the Welsh countryside for a second year, and it all kicks off at 9 p.m. on Sunday. This is what Grich Castle looks like right now, and we've already brought you a special tour of the castle camp. Tonight we're heading into Abergele itself as the excitement builds. Good evening, Rob, or as Anton Deck would say, noswaith dda.
Why, aye, John, yes. Welcome to the back garden of the Penabod Inn. I've been bonding with some of my new friends here. A mile up the road, we've got Kiosk Cledwyn. Here, we've got Kiosk Keith. Abergele has possibly peaked too early in throwing itself into the whole I'm a Celebrity fest. It's quite a bonanza out there, put it that way. Other towns may be thinking about their Christmas decorations. In Abergele, there are only ant and decorations.
I think it's lifted Abergele and put it on the map.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely great
I
for
think
Abergele.
Abergele may have bypassed Advent and gone straight for ant and deck events.
All the town is shut, like you can see, all beautifully decorated, and it's just coming alive now.
Last year, lockdown meant you could only watch what was happening. This year, you too can visit the I'm a Celebrity town, which is what Keely and Claire from the Wirral were doing, fitting in a quick coronation before lunch.
Yeah.
You've been buying your I'm a Celebrity souvenirs?
We have. We've had our photos taken. Yeah, we've sat on the throne and we've had our photo on there, and yeah, it's been great.
All you need to do now is storm the castle.
May well happen.
Yes, the good people of Abergele are throwing themselves into the I'm a Celebrity spirit. Yes, we have an ant, we have a deck and some very nice looking leaves, but sadly no signs saying I'm a celeriac, get me out of here, or I'm some celery, get me out of here. And yes, I've been spending far too long in Abergele. One door away at the butcher's, every celebrity will get his or her own flavoured sausage, and then those sausages are put to a public vote. Last year, Shane Ritchie's sausage won. What flavour is a Richard Madeley sausage?
Well, I don't know. He's a breakfast host, so we're going to have to go classic breakfast style sausage for Richard Madeley. So it'll be a classic pork. We're not going to mess around.
So ITV Wales exclusive, Richard Madeley classic pork.
Classic pork, yeah.
We even bumped into I'm a Celebrity upholsterer Craig Hughes because I'm a Celebrity's thrones won't upholster themselves.
I mean, they could have picked better chairs for me to work on to start with. You know, they give me a bit of a pig's ear and then said, can you make a silk purse out of this? So I did what I could. I think they were impressed with it. They've not complained yet anyway.
And how's about this for a first tee? Abergele Golf Club, where, with a decent drive... I'm just wondering, if you chipped really well, do you think you could hit base camp from here?
Oh, I don't know, me personally not, but you never know. Good golfers out there could.
At least no one's having trouble with directions now. It's Abergele where the Celebrity Castle is. You can't miss it. Just keep on following the ants and decks until you see the praying mantis by the traffic lights. Now, I know I should never trust my news editor when he says, we're going to get you a free lunch. Well, it's free tea, really, isn't it? This apparently is a Bush Tucker trial. I've pleaded not guilty and asked for parole. It's wonderful to think up there where it's all lit in the castle a mile up the road right now. The catering vans are catering to an army of technicians who are ready to bring I'm a Celebrity from Sunday onwards. I mean, Kiosk Keith, you're very, very similar to your cousin. Can you let me into the secret? What's in this rather lovely looking... No. Okay, well... It's time to do this. Here we go, our Julie. You're going to talk me through my Bush Tucker trial. What should I start with? I'm going to channel my inner Ainsley Harriet / John Turode here.
Right, you're going to be starting with your blood red soup.
Don't judge me on my table manners.
With grasshopper croutons.
Grasshopper crouton? Whoa. Oh, it actually looks rather lovely. Well, ooh.
Oh, you got a critter in there?
It's very, very crunchy, rather nice. It's really nice. Sorry, I would happily just sit here and eat soup, but that would be quite boring. But it's very Moorish. Right, I will have more of that soup. Sorry, I'm worryingly enjoying this. This so shouldn't be. Right, Julie, here's our next course.
This is our bug burger.
I'm still crunching a bit of mealworm going on here. So this looks like an episode of Macbeth going on here. I should just is this a dagger I see before me? Right.
We have mealworms.
Is there anything in the onion ring, or is this just onion?
No, that's just onion. So you don't
I'll have
to
that
eat that
later.
yet.
Right. Here we go. Right then, chaps.
So you've got buffalo worms and mealworms.
Buffalo worms and mealworms, because let's face it, just one of them wouldn't be quite enough, would it? Here we go. I tell you what, I'm so sorry, really bad manners. These buffalo worms are gorgeous. I never thought I'd say that before, but there we go. This is going horribly wrong. I should actually be hating this. I actually realise I'm enjoying eating insects, so if they have a spare berth up at the castle, let me in. I might be able to do this. And here we are, last but by no means least.
So this is our very own cricket brulee.
As I crunch my way through, this is the world's fastest three-course meal as well. We may break a Guinness Book of Records. So, creme brulee. And what was this again, Julie?
That's cricket brulee.
Oh, I love cricket. But we are talking about the Ben Stokes, Joe Roots type rather than anything else.
Make sure you've got a good cricket in there.
Ooh. They've got quite a nice texture, haven't they? They're terribly crunchy. Well, I'm just utterly enjoying my insect-based meal. It's a complete failure because I'm loving this. So from us here, as I crunch my way through cricket, can't go wrong with cricket, it's back to the studio.
Rob, I think you've put people off their dinners right across Wales. You'll always be our king of the jungle, Rob. Or king of the castle, whatever.
Thank you ever so much, Tom.
He's on his own. And, of course, it is Sunday night. It all starts 9 p.m. tonight on ITV Cymru Wales, on Sunday night, rather, on ITV Cymru Wales after the Adele special. What a night. Now, from celebrities to some real stars now, the people across Wales who give their time to support others. In the last of our series, celebrating Welsh Charities Week, we've been litter picking with a charity which uses creativity to inspire young people with learning disabilities. Gwennon Campbell reports.
Litter picking on a sunny day in Llanhari. Just one of the many community activities Follow Your Dreams has to offer.
I like arts and crafts, bingo,
painting by numbers,
signing, singing,
and we
do disco.
Shake your booty, baby.
Diane is the woman behind the charity and has been inspiring children and young people with learning disabilities to follow their own dreams for over 10 years.
Nothing is really impossible for us. You know, we work a way to make sure that we can focus on abilities rather than disabilities and achieve together. Some have life limiting, some are, have terminal illnesses, but we are here to support them throughout life and beyond. That's what it's about, is creating these little butterflies that can either go off and enjoy the world or stay with us for life.
Sharon Lee has chromosome 18, a rare chromosomal disorder that affects the muscles and the brain. During the pandemic, her condition has deteriorated, and she and her mum Sue have had to move out of their family home into an adapted flat.
This remanaging Follow Your Dreams have helped tremendous. They are our family now, so.
What kind of support is there for people with learning disabilities?
No, there's very little support out there for people with learning difficulties. From the time we went into the first lockdown from April till we were put in touch with Follow Your Dreams, we had no support whatsoever. Nobody got in touch with us to find out how we were doing. Nobody got in touch with us to see what Cher was doing. It's been a lifesaver. Without Follow Your Dreams, Cher wouldn't have had nothing.
The charity aims to support parents and carers too, encouraging them to get involved in the activities. And during lockdown, the students have been learning Makaton, a language programme using symbols, signs and speech to communicate.
They are there for you, which is great. You can pick the phone up and talk to anybody, and we all help each other. They've been great, for my own mental well-being. It's only me and you, isn't it?
Yeah. Nobody else and me, my mum, and my family, and my friends.
The end of a hard day's work, But for Diane, it's more than just a job.
It means the world to me. It's just incredible. I mean, I can't imagine my life without supporting these young people. They bring so much happiness and joy. It's the best job in the world. The most important thing is to believe in your child. People around them have that negativity, and then they instantly think that they can't go out and achieve. They can. We're all unique, we're all different, we all have different ways in life, but given the right support, any of us can go out and achieve our dreams, and they do.
I say hello to you and all your friends. I say hello, please come back again. Hello!
Brilliant. To rugby, and this weekend sees the final games being played in the autumn internationals. Wales men take on Australia tomorrow, and the women are looking for their third successive win when they play Canada on Sunday. And our sports reporter Beth Fisher is live at their training session at the Arms Park. Beth, confidence high in the camp then?
Well, I've got the perfect people to answer that, John. I'm really pleased to say that I've got head coach Owen Cunningham with me and fly half Eleanor Snowsill. John's just asked, confidence high in the camp, 2 wins, must be, Eleanor.
Yeah, we're really pleased with how the autumns have gone so far. You know, 2 really good wins against Japan and South Africa. So we are confident, but we're under no illusions. Canada are going to be a great team, and it'll be a real measure for where we're at the minute.
Well, they are third in the world as well, and it's a big contest as well for you on Sunday against them.
Yeah, they're very physical. They're athletes, they always have been. So we know that we've got to front up to them physically, but they're also pretty fast. But at the same time, we've got a pretty fast team as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how we do against them.
And let's take a step back, and a bit of a new chapter for Welsh rugby women, isn't it? You had your contracts announced a few weeks ago, and then you had these 2 wins. How are you feeling about the future ahead?
Yeah, the contracts announcement was just historic for women's rugby in Wales. It's a huge thing for us and for the future generations. Everyone's pretty aware that, you know, people are playing for contracts now, so that gives that added pressure to these games as well.
Well, we'll go to you, Anne. You've got to make those decisions. Thank you for joining us tonight. You've taken on this role. How much are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. You know, working with great people. The girls have put fantastic work into this campaign so far, and just enjoying every minute of it.
And how is it coaching, you know, 2 international games here at Cardiff Park and a big game on Sunday as well?
It's been brilliant, and it's great to have supporters back, making a great noise. You know, it's brilliant for the girls to play in front of a home crowd, and we're looking forward to the great challenge of Canada on Sunday.
And you've got a big year next year, the World Cup, so this test against Canada will be important for your build-up as well.
100%, you know, it's all about those building blocks, and started with this autumn campaign, 6 Nations, and obviously into the World Cup camp that we'll have, and just excited, really looking forward to it.
Well, listen, good luck on Sunday, but before your game, we've got a big game just behind us in the Principality Stadium. Wales take on Australia. Now, I know you've worked with Wayne Pivac. He will want that win, won't he, against one of the big 3?
Oh, most definitely, you know, and I'm sure they'll build off the victory against Fiji last week, and some players back from injury, so yeah, best of luck to them, and we wish them all success from the women's team.
And then for you, very quickly on the men, have you enjoyed watching them? Good style from Wayne, or do you feel that they need to evolve a little bit?
I think there's still obviously space to go. There always is. I think their back 3 are incredibly dangerous. So if the forwards can do the job, if the half-backs can get the ball there, then it'll be very exciting, and we should see some great tries on the weekend.
Well, let's hope they're taking some notes from the women. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, John, 2 Wales teams in action on the weekend. Let's hope they both have wins.
We're always taking notes from the women. Beth, thanks very much indeed. You're watching Wales at 6. Still to come before 7.
Coming up, we're truly sorry. The ECB apologises to the cricketers who faced racist abuse. The game's bosses admitted shock, shame and sadness and promised action to change the culture. Also ahead, a house fire kills 4 people, including 2 children, in what appears to be a tragic accident. While the collapse of so many energy companies could add £100 to your bill, plus...
I think you are a true role model.
The young climate campaigner who's won support from Greta. That and more from 6:30.
Now, it might be hard to believe, but Christmas Eve is only 5 weeks away. And if you're resisting diving into the seasonal spirit, we might be able to persuade you otherwise with a trip to Winter Wonderland. Mike Griffiths is there. Mike, it must be feeling pretty festive where you are.
Do you know what, Jonathan? It genuinely is. They weren't able to do this last year for understandable reasons. This year they're back with a bang, and they're doing it across 2 sites. So what does it take to make something like this happen? Norman's the man in charge. Thanks for having us down here. You must be so glad to be able to put this on.
It's a great relief. Brilliant to be back doing what we do best. Hopefully bringing some festive cheer for South Wales.
You can see we've got the rides, there's the food, there's everything there. Actually, the ice skating and some of those features isn't here by Cardiff City Hall. You've got the second site too.
Exactly, that's inside the castle, so we're a short walk away.
Let's walk along and have a look, shall we?
We've got a 150-metre ice walk in there in the shadow of the Norman Keep, so it's a really spectacular setting.
That's really nice, and everybody taking part in this. It's not just for the people who are coming along to enjoy a nice evening. All the event staff, we've probably had 18 months of not a great deal of work.
Definitely.
Must be wonderful for them to be doing this too.
It's great to be back. It has been a tough time, but we're here now and it's looking great in Cardiff.
That's fantastic. Now, we can see the big wheel up here. This is probably one of the most iconic things of it, apart from the skates and everything. Can we have a go on this afterwards?
Yeah, let's go on.
Let's walk along and have a little look at what it takes. One thing I'm really interested to know too is that, you know, we're outdoors and safety is still a very big thing on everybody's minds, isn't it? But
definitely.
You've taken steps here to make it suitable for people, haven't you?
Loads of steps taken. We've got our hand sanitizer stations throughout the site.
Yeah.
Enhanced cleaning, staff wearing masks. And most importantly, the 2 sites has enabled us to spread and it gives.
So you're able to offer more
space.
over 2 sites,
Exactly.
but also keep things, you know, spaced out. You're managing the people coming in as well, aren't you? So
yes, that's right.
What would you like to see? You're running over this for the next few weeks, aren't you? Is there a sense of you've done this over so many years before, but does it feel all fresh and brand new doing this again now?
It does. You know, we were out of practice because of the year off, but it's great to be up and running now.
Well, I can really see it in everybody's faces. Everybody's saying, let's get on here. This is where we go on. And you'll stay down on the ground. I'll pop in. This is extraordinary. So, thank you very much, Norman. Let's sit in here. Right, so we are going to set off here. I hope this doesn't take too long because I've got to go back and do the late news later on. But while we're up here, we're certainly going to enjoy the ride.
All right.
We'll see you in a little bit. Let's go. Lovely, thank you very much.
Off he goes. Mike, thanks very much indeed.
Brilliant, there we are, lovely. We'll stay on us. And we'll start.
The anticipation is killing me there. And a plug for Mike as well. He'll be back with the late news. Well, it is tempting to talk about a white Christmas after seeing all that winter wonderland at this point, but probably a little bit early. But it is going to be turning much, much colder. Charlie Powell has the latest forecast for us.
Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV Cymru Wales weather.
Hello. Now, as we head through the weekend, we have some big changes happening, just not quite yet. Saturday looks like it's going to be another pretty cloudy and dry and quite mild feeling day, but we're going to see a bit of rain later on Saturday, and that paves the way for something a little bit colder on Sunday. Let's explain why. All this week we have had this area of high pressure in charge. A lot of mild air wrapped up in that, some light winds and some pretty boring weather, but a cold front on Sunday will start to work this cold air right across the UK. You can see the blues on the map there, and a couple of pretty brisk northerly winds as well. A few showers mixed up in that. But yeah, big change to something a little bit more seasonal, at least anyway. But not tonight. It is still pretty dry and quiet and cloudy out there. We've got light winds. There could be 1 or 2 splashes of patchy light rain. Bit of hill fog as well across the Cambrians and maybe the Beacons by the end of the night. The temperatures just slipping into single figures across mid Wales, I think, by the time we get through to Saturday morning. Otherwise, though, for tomorrow, a very similar sort of look and feel. It will be quite a familiar picture looking out your window. A lot of cloud around, pretty dry, but quite grey skies. Although there should be a little bit more sunshine trying to break through later in the day. We may also just still have a little bit of patchy light drizzle here and there. But temperatures, again, double figures for the vast majority, somewhere around 12 or 13 Celsius. Certainly, again, the coasts seem to be doing pretty well for some of the highest temperatures. But you can just about see a little bit of rain towards the top of your screen. That's the cold front that will bring changes as we head into Sunday. So it will be a colder feeling day. Temperatures on the face of it, pretty near normal really, but it will feel colder than we have been used to. The breeze not helping either. A couple of showers on Sunday, drier into next week, but yeah, certainly some big changes coming.
Great Western Railway sponsors the ITV Cymru Wales weather.
Our thanks to Charlie Powell there. And that was Wales at 6. Mike Griffiths, as he said, will be back from the big wheel with a late update. That's after the ITV News at 10, God willing. But from all of us on the programme, thanks for watching. Bye for now.